What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Russian spy's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Sh Figuarts Black Widow, which was like an exclusive of sorts. I don't know. It makes it a bit more pricier, which makes it a bit more difficult to excuse a few things. A lot of those things, for me anyway, have to do with sculpt choices and then weapon storage. So let's talk about the accessories straight away. We have these two like batons, and the blue matches her, which is fine. And then we have two pistols, which is also fine. The problem they're single black sculpts, no paint. The problem with that is that I don't see a way to holster them anywhere, and that's a bummer, because I feel like she would look more intimidating if she could. Now, she comes with two posing hands. All are done the same way. It's this black plastic with the a little bit of black paint and then blue paint for the accents. And two posing hands, left and right. Or you can be like crawling hands, or, you know, whatever. They lend themselves that way. And then we have left and right relaxed hands, which is nice. And then we have left and right baton holding hands, which work just fine. We'll try the other one just to be sure. Also fine, no problems. And then we have left and right pistola hands. So we'll try that out as well. Finger goes in there, fits just perfectly, so to speak. And we'll do this one as well. Good to go. No issues. So that all works well. Let's talk about her. She comes with two fist hands as well, which are included. We're going to talk about the detailing and stuff, and then we'll go through the articulation. So the head sculpt, first of all, is incredible. Incredible. It has the copper kind of tone, metallic tone to her hair, which picks up sheen on a shelf, but looking at it close up in a review, it's not too flattering, I will admit. And then it is washed as well. At least it looks washed. Could be airbrushed, but it looks, I don't know. Hard to tell. It's like there's like a shadow on the hair, which is a nice touch. There's a difference in skin tone between her face, her neck, and then her chest, and it makes it look like she's wearing a shirt, which I'm not crazy about. All of the stuff on her suit is sculpted and then painted. The blue is painted, and then there's a different color, like black. There's two different shades of black. One is painted, one isn't. And then this like burgundy type of red is painted. The silver belt is painted and sculpted to the pelvis, and then all these little additional pieces are just kind of pegged in. This is painted, and the silver down here at the bottom is all painted. Sculpt-wise, like I said, all the wrinkles are sculpted, all of the texture in the pants and so forth are sculpted, all the little rivets and little metallic bits and all that kind of stuff, that's all sculpted, so that's cool. And then, I will say, I feel like they cut her a little short on the backside there. I feel like that's not the Scarlett Johansson I've come to know and love. Oh, finally, I get this Black Widow figure. Well, that ain't right. I may have some personal bias in there. The face has a digital paint, which they've been doing recently, but it does look a little fuzzy on her face. I'm not sure if I can even pick it up with the camera. I'll try. It's not really coming through, but it looks like she was just on the beach and like played some volleyball and got sand on her face. And now she's coming back out, but the lips are painted extremely well. The eyes are painted well also. It's just the skin tone kind of has this like freckly bit to it, and that between the neck and the chest there, really, it throws it off for me. So let's talk about articulation. We got a double ball peg from the head to the neck, so you get head down to there, up to there, and then the swivel, and then the neck is on a hinge, but into the torso, but you don't really get much out of it, which is a bummer. We got the shoulders, which, like we've seen before, it kind of has this floating piece to hide the sculpt issues. Now they do articulate, they come out, which is nice, and that allows you on the disc hinge here, a ball hinge with a ball joint going into the torso to get a little bit across. And then no bicep swivel, but you do get the swivel at the shoulder, so that kind of works. I think it's worth giving it to them. Single hinged elbow, which gets you past 90 degrees. I do wish that this piece was a separate piece that covered the elbow joint there. I think that would be nice. And then we got a wrist, what we've come to expect. So we have another ball hinge at the wrist, so you can move it in and out, and then you can swivel it and get up and down, and you should be able to swivel maybe you can't. It might be tight, but yeah, up and down, and then you should be able to get in it. Yeah, you can get it. It's just tight to get in and out. Same for the other side. We have what feels like maybe a double ball peg at the diaphragm, and then another large ball peg on a hinge, maybe, or maybe it might be a double ball peg and a double. I can't tell. Either way, it's good articulation. You get down to there, which is fair. You get back to there, and all the sculpt is kept intact. Over to the side, you lose a little bit there, but it's not a big deal. And on that side, and then the waist swivel as well, but it is limited, but it's not terribly so. You know, I think it's accurate anatomically, so I think that all works fairly well. It is tight. And then we have the legs. We do have some gappage in the crotch area. That's just sometimes par for the course with female figures. But they are drop-down ball joints, so you can get down to there and then up to 90 degrees. And it's a tight joint also, out to the side to just about 90 degrees, so that works well. And then you get a little bit of a thigh swivel at the ball joint, which works well as well. The knees, we have the same sort of issue where this thing kind of feels like it should stay on this piece. So that's not the best, but it's not a deal breaker either. And then on the back, that is a little weird too there, how the knee, see if you can see that. So I mean, it works well, but it's not the most beautiful thing from the side. And then we have this same sort of ball hinge here at the ankle, so we get a tilt up to there, down to there, and then the rocker, you just kind of got to swivel it and manipulate the foot, and you'll get it. She has a toe hinge as well. Once again, not the most beautiful thing, but given the constraints of the boot, I'm okay with that. So that all works well as well. The problem is, another problem is, you know, aside from the sort of neck situation, just articulation wise, is in order to cover the gap in the front, the feet have to come to like kind of an awkward, unnatural angle, and like nobody stands perfectly straight all the time. Do you know what I mean? And this one is even worse. I feel like this leg, you kind of want to stand out, and in order to get that natural pose, you got to have that gap in there, which is just, you know, it's just not the most pleasant thing to look at aesthetically. There she is with the rest of the Avengers that I have accumulated so far, and I'm good with that. It's not my favorite Black Widow suit. You know, I don't need all the blue and all that, but together it doesn't bother me. Final thoughts wise, the negatives really are there's some gappage in the mold, just in terms of the way they engineered the articulation. There's those 3 skin tones, which is very distracting for me, I have to admit. And then there are the weapon storage issues, and that's the main detractors from this. The other problem is that this is like some sort of exclusive, so it costs more money, and because of the additional cost, you kind of don't want to have additional issues. We have issues here we normally don't have. You know, so like it's kind of the combination of two things. Now, I'll be honest, with her on my shelf, I'm 100% satisfied. But I'm not a guy that thinks about the price of stuff too much. Like, you guys are constantly commenting on my channel, like, well, you didn't mention the cost, like, because I just don't think about it. Like, either I like it, and it's like, if I like it, it's worth it to me, and if I don't like it, then it's not worth it to me. It doesn't matter if it's $1 or $200. So ultimately, when I see her on my shelf, I'm satisfied. If that means anything to you, then I can recommend her. But if you're pinching pennies, if it's a tough month, I can say your money can probably be better spent elsewhere. But that being said, she is a pretty impressive looking figure. She is extremely well balanced. She's extremely well painted. The face sculpt is phenomenal, up there with some of the best Figuarts face sculpts I've ever seen, up in that Darth Maul department. Just a really, really well sculpted face. And then I like the shoulders. There's a lot that I like here. but it's pricey, and there's a few things that I have issues with that I don't normally have issues with. So I hope that helps in some regard. If not, sorry. But I can tell you that I have no regrets. I have criticisms, but no regrets. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.